Recording in progress.
Hello, my name is Solu Johnson. Welcome to Unboxed God, where we detox from religion and discover the God who refuses to fit inside the boxes we were given. And on this platform, we aim to explore who God really is beyond fear, beyond formulas, and beyond everything we were taught to perform. If you're hungry for a real relationship with Him, you are in the right place. Let's dive in. Thank you. Still on the topic we're currently going through, which is the commandment of Jesus. This is going to be the third commandment in the last theme, which is witnessing, and it's going to be commandment 46 overall. So, and the title is Keep Alert and Watch for the Second Coming. That is the title for this commandment. So, when Jesus is not trying to turn your life into panic here. He's teaching something very simple and very weighty. Readiness is not a mood. It is a lifestyle. It is the way you walk. It is the way you live your life on a daily basis. It is the decisions you make daily. It is your approach, your posture to life. And in Matthew 24, Jesus ties readiness to one thing: what the servant is doing when the master returns. So before we go ahead, let's read the Bible verse for this and let's dive into it together. So just give me a minute, just trying to get the Bible verse for it. Bear with me. Just give me a moment, please. So, I've got so many things open on my laptop. Wow, multitasking. Okay, so the Bible passage is Matthew 24, verse 44, 46, 50 to 51. So you also must be ready, because the Son of Man will come at an hour when you do not expect him. It will be good for that servant whose master finds him doing so when he returns. The master of that servant will come on a day when he does not expect him, and at an hour he is not aware of. He will cut him to pieces and assign him a place with the hypocrite, where there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Wow. So that is what this commandment is talking about. It's about readiness. How do we prepare ourselves ready for the coming of Jesus Christ? And the way the church has presented readiness is been presented in a scary way. And the Bible is saying Jesus ties readiness to one thing: what the servant is going to do when the master returns. Not what the servant claimed, not what the servant intended, but what the servant was actually doing. And that's why this commandment belongs to witnessing, because the clearest witness isn't what you say about the second coming. It is whether your life looks like someone who truly believes Jesus is Lord. So the act behind this commandment reveals God's heart as a father who says, don't drift, don't slip through your assignment, don't let later become your religion. Jesus isn't looking for religious performance. He's calling for faithfulness, the kind that stays true when nobody is watching. Because love is proven in the ordinary, and readiness is simply love that stayed awake. I will tell you, readiness is not falling sick. Readiness is not being sinful. You could still be actively living in sin and be ready. I know that sounds strange because how we've been taught religiously is you have to be holy, everything has to be clean and squeezy for you to be able to enter the kingdom of God. But the kingdom of God requires so much more. It's your commitment. It's your lifestyle. It's how you love. It's how you carry God in your day-to-day activity. Not in a religious way, but the way you embody Him. And people that come across you can say, this has surely eaten with Jesus. This has communed with Jesus. This has dwelled with Jesus. They can just see it by your way of life and by the way you speak to them. I want you to look at this analogy, the suitcase by the door. Imagine someone you love is coming to pick you up for a journey. You've waited for your whole life. You don't know the exact hour, but you know they are coming. So you place your suitcase by the door. Not because you're afraid, but because you trust their word. You still cook, you still walk, you still live your day, but you live with a quiet posture that says, I'm settled here. I'm not settled here, rather. I'm not asleep. I'm ready. That is what Jesus is calling you to. No obsession, not anxiety, but preparedness. I hope I pronounced that word right. That's how you prepare. And today, a lot of people are filled with anxiety, with obsession when it comes to waiting for God. But when you're doing the right thing, you don't need to worry about when the Master will come. You can just focus on being busy for Him, on living a lifestyle that glorifies His name. Because readiness is not mainly about staring at signs like people do today. It's about becoming the kind of servant the Master can return to and say, good, you were doing what I asked. So readiness looks like intimacy instead of distance. Two-way conversation with God. You might not pray, you might not be religious, you might not even read the Bible, but two-way conversation can really build intimacy between you and God. Obedience instead of excuses. Love instead of hypocrisy. Consistency instead of Sunday-only Christian. And fruit instead of religious motion. Because when your life is aligned with Jesus, you don't fear His return. You long for it. Yes, I long for it. I don't fear His return. I want Him to come today. I want Him to come now because I'm already done. My friend Matthew Robert Payne is done. When you know you are in the will of God. I want to see heaven. I want to see my husband. I want to see my son, Emmanuel, who has grown in heaven. I've never set my eyes on him, which I'm aware of. This world, the world today, world tomorrow, is like, I just want to go back home because this world is not my home. My home is in heaven, and that's why my suitcase is at the door. I'm ready. If Jesus comes today, I grab my suitcase, I'm gone. And I'm not scared. I'm not fearful of death either. But I've got responsibility. And my responsibility is to be there, to take care of my children, to be the mother of my children. So I can't be selfish. I have to live with that intention. That my children are waiting for me. That my children are here needing me to take care of them. No one is going to take care of them for me. That's my responsibility. And I will tell you, that's one of the reasons that I still feel the reason why I need to be here. If Jesus has not come yet, I still have to be here to take care of my children, at least to grow old before I go. Because I know eternity is forever. So why rush? But at the same time, I'm in a rush. But I ask myself as well, totally why rush? So you got the gist of the message. I am not afraid. But you should be able to live a life as well where you're not afraid. Because what complacency really means, complacency is not always obvious sin. Sometimes it's quite a delay, distraction, comfort, pretending tomorrow is guaranteed, knowing what Jesus said but not living it. And Jesus wants strongly because He loves strongly, not to terrify you, but to wake you. And that invitation, the commandment, is a call back to spiritual clarity. Live like you truly belong to him. Live like his words matter. Live like love is the assignment. Because the best way to watch for his return is not anxiety, it is faithfulness. And when you live that way, life becomes a witness that says, my master is real and I'm ready whenever he comes. I hope you've been blessed by this commandment. I shall see you in the next one. God bless.